think we're good. Everything. Yeah. Camera looks okay. That should work. All right. How's it going, everyone? Carlos, how's it going? Audio, everything coming okay? Turn that heater off. Yeah, it's a little wintertime blues. Yeah, it's a little chilly. I think it's 8 degrees right now. 10 degrees. 10 degrees without the wind chill. A little chilly. Ryan, how's it going? Sweet. Whew. Well, how's everybody been? Needed a... I don't know what that goes to. Triple T RC, how's it going? Indy, how's it going? Yeah, I'm meant to get some regular videos in this week, but honestly, I just been waiting on parts. Mo should start having parts rolling in over the next couple days here, so hopefully get some more videos going out. And honestly, I've just been kind of relaxing between the holidays, work and stuff, and I've slowly just binge watched all of Yellowstone, so haven't been doing much. In the weather last weekend, cold, nasty, so didn't get anything out for RC. And this weekend, maybe if I do, it actually might have to be Saturday, because Saturday is supposed to be our only day. So we're 10 degrees right now. I think tomorrow, Saturday, I think we're supposed to be like mid 50s or 60 on Saturday. So that should be nice. Theron, how's it going? Expecting a foot of snow tonight. See, we've just got little traces amount of stuff. Nothing even worth really writing home about. It's been kind of sad. Like, if it's gonna snow, I just want it to snow. Ryan, -10 here in Minnesota, getting down to -20. Ooh, stay warm. Stay warm. That is all we can say and do. Matt, how's it going? Oh, dude, Beth is, oh, man. See, I watched, I think, a little bit of it when it very first came out, but kind of fell out of it, and then just kind of was like, you know what, I've got to get back into this. So I started getting after it, and I was like, okay, this is pretty epic. I think wife got me the first 3 seasons for Christmas, so I finished all those up the other night. And then I went to start streaming season 4, and it wasn't on Paramount anymore, so I just had to buy season 4 so I could watch it, because that season 3 ending was, I had to keep going. I couldn't just stop after watching that one. But there's this problem. Yes. So yeah, should be getting some parts in, hopefully over the next few days. Got the orange carbon fiber chassis V3 on the way for the kiddo. We'll start doing the Capra build on it, or the Capra axle build on it, get it going. Waiting on a transmission, body, a couple other random pieces like electronics. I'm just going to use the ones that were in the Capra, because honestly they work just fine for right now. So probably, I think it has a reef servo on it, so I'll need to swap that out to a G14 at some point here before too long. Probably do a video on transmissions themselves, try to show a few of them and stuff like that together, you know, just what all options are out there and stuff like that, and start these Scale National videos. There will not be a live stream next Thursday because I will be heading actually I'm headed to Goodland, spend the night, hang out with some family, but then that weekend, Saturday, I will be in Denver at Team Garage Hack for their comp. So that's very exciting. I ended up talking wife. She wanted to kind of just get out and get away, so we're going to do that. She's going to hang out in Denver, do some looking, probably look at some new snowboard gear, stuff like that. and I'm just going to do some RC stuff on Saturday. So also might be a video relating to that this week. So probably I'm going to change up some tires here on my Class 2. These have been running the reds, the new KLRs from Voodoo. I'm still breaking them in, so I'm going to switch them for the comp coming up. It is inside, so don't have to worry about having the red for the winter. So we're going to swap back and put my golds on because they are nice and broke in, and I'm still working on the new ones here. And since this is going to be a pretty good comp, the man himself, Gabriel from G Speed will be there. Hardcore C is going to be there. So should be a great time. And of course, all the Team Garage guys, they're all super nice and helpful. So really, really looking forward to that. Indy, getting cold here in Bama. Going to be low 20s tonight. Support my puppies in. Nice. Yeah, gotta get the doggos in. Yeah, 1883. Yeah, I was gonna start watching that probably after I finished up this one here. Exotic design here. Since you comp, what's your opinion on the G Speed V3 versus the Carbon Reaper? I'm looking by chassis. I have not ran the Carbon chassis. I do only run G Speeds. Both chassis are good. The Carbon Works is a great chassis. I hear I know several friends and stuff that do run them, and they really like the chassis a lot. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's a great chassis. The G Speed also is a great chassis. So it's kind of what you're onto or what you really decide to do. Said I don't have any first-hand experience one versus the other in myself, so can't give any more on that one. Carlos, bought some boom racing wheels and the screw holes didn't line up right. No, I have not had that issue. And sometimes they can be, depending on what kind of tires we're using. Sometimes I've noticed the tires really, really fight getting everything to line up right. But like, were they just totally off between, it would be both rings and the lock ring then? Tires with KLRs. Oh yeah, KLRs. That would have been the easiest tire to mount on beadlocks. So yeah, that's weird. Never seen that. Was it all four faceplates just wrong or something like that, or just a couple of the faceplates? I mean, something like that. They might be able to just send you a matching faceplate or something for all of them to be off. That's really, really weird. Get in there. It was the lock ring, 2 face plates. So the lock ring wouldn't line up. That's weird. That's really weird. I said normally I always had just a couple sets of lock rings because sometimes I would just order extras. So, but no, I can't say that I've had them not line up like that at all. That's pretty wild. And unfortunate for sure, obviously. Because, I mean, I like those wheels a lot, so. Nice Trucker, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. They're sending me another set and a gift card. Nice, well, that's good. Good. That's some good customer service right there. You get replacements and a little bit more for your trouble, so that's pretty good. That's good to hear. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, should have plenty of good little parts and stuff coming here. We're gonna go with a not the junior mortician body, but the regular mortician body on the Kiddo's Capper build. So that ought to come out pretty good. picked up some paint yesterday at Hobbytown, and ordered some decals. He's really into Dragon Ball Z right now, so I'm going to try to work in a little bit of some Dragon Ball Z theme there for his paint. So it should work out really good. Hopefully I can get everything to cooperate and paint right. Brian, what kind of winch hook do I use for composite? That Team Garage Hack, you run those Nut Eyes this beaner with the clip removed. I was trying to figure out which size they use. Yeah, something like that would work really good. I had just ordered a bunch of clips here, some larger clips, just from Amazon. I got the multi-pack, and actually they do have a clip right here, depending on what kind of comp I'm at. If it's a comp where winch sticks are available, I pull the clip out, so then I could just hook it to my bungee on the back of the truck here. So I pull the clip out, and then I could just hook it back here on the bungee to keep it kind of taut, and then it comes off and it goes through the hook on the winch stick. If it's one where I have to use like a land anchor, I will clip the hook back in, and then I'll just connect my land anchor to it and kind of hook it the same way. But yes, those small like mini carabiner rings would work really well. Let's see, this one's about an inch total length there, so somewhere probably around there is where you're going to want to look, because you want to have a pretty good size hole there. Depending on where you're at, the winch sticks, I've found sometimes the hooks they use on them can be larger than others, and so if you just have like a regular winch hook, sometimes they won't fit, and then you're in problems because you can't actually hook it to anything. So a good opening there. Definitely recommend that. Get the line up really quick here. Oh, goodness, this thing is all jacked up. Fred, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Andrew, I know you got the TF2 for class. What's the best performing TF2 for the price out of the box? Leaning towards Marlin. Leaning towards Marlin, something to play with while I build my V3 element. That's the only TF2 I've ever messed with. I think they're all generally close to the same as far as their actual components and stuff like that. So, yeah, as far as performance out of the box, I mean, performance out of the box with the RC full drive is, a statement in its own. But, I mean, they're all going to need a few things, like the reverse shackle mounts and stuff like that, just to get the right geometry and the way leaf springs should actually be. As far as the actual difference between the TF2s, I can't say much there. I've only messed with that one myself personally. So, but I did see naturally. I almost posted that the other day because Tower Hobbies has that exclusive, almost ready to run 87 extra cab without the Back to the Future stuff. So it knocks it down a couple $100, and that was pretty solid. And I thought about that pretty hard because I do like that extra cab body a lot. Chainsaw, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Ryan, I think you was stuck on which side. Oh, yeah. No problem. Any little bit of help there. Jason, how's it going? Love the vids after watching for a while. G-Speed V3. Just waiting on my hardcore RC links to get here and the build done. Nice. Good to hear. Awesome. I'm glad the channel can help out some. And said, even if you're not building or running a G-Speed, the LCG components of this are very similar. Even if you're not building a G-Speed, the market chassis is about the same. Acquiring the parts is almost identical. And honestly, most of the parts transmission, stuff like that. All that's going to go the same. It's just there are specific parts made for G-Speed chassis. There are specific parts made for other chassis. So, and like I said, different chassis have different things. Some may have a more aggressive sporty lean. Some may have shorter skids, shorter bellies, stuff like that. So, there's always slight differences here and there. Chainsaw, yes, they're very good lead company. Hardcore RC, I use it in the Works RC myself. Theron, I know he's my local guy. He's hardcore as well. So yes, yeah, very very good links. You mean you're getting links made. Recommendations are going to be in the Works of Hardcore RC. That's just probably going to be the top two. They've both been doing it for a very long time, so they have a solid reputation behind them on everything. In the Works does do other stuff as well. They have 3D printing and other stuff on the site, some other things as well. So, and again, both of them small businesses. I think in the Works is just a one-man show. Hardcore, I think, one-man show, maybe a helper, but again, small businesses. So sometimes orders may take a little bit, but they'll get you taken care of, and it's worth it. It's always great to help, support those small businesses, stuff like that. So it's how the hobby grows and how we keep good companies like that in business. So. Yeah, that waiting for parts is, sometimes it's the thing. Like I said, was hoping to get some stuff ordered last week for the capper build, but just didn't get around to it. So kind of waited. Oh no. So waited, got everything ordered this week. So super excited to get that one going, and I'll do a full video on it of what I took from the Capra. We saw that on live stream, what I took from the Capra that I'll be transitioning over, and then what I'm using to put it all together. So, excuse me. Super excited for that, and said was able to get a few things ordered. This my truck had apparently been feeling left out with the RC cars and growing and stuff like that. So it really apparently the truck wanted new tires. So the truck got new tires this week. Wasn't necessarily, I knew I was going to be needing tires soon, but I was not really planning yet for new tires. I've been shopping for a couple months, just keeping my eye on prices and availabilities. And I could have pushed the tires a little bit more, but instead, for tires in my size on my truck, prices keep going up week by week, and availability keeps dropping. So I kind of went ahead and got them because I'd rather get them now than wait. And then when I do need tires, one, than they were, or two, I can't even get any. So that was a problem. So I went ahead, found some that I liked, and price was okay, but it was still it hurt my soul quite a little bit getting tires already. Put these in the shelf. Put those in the Voodoo KLR safe where no one can get them. Andrew, any advice on a V3 element build and any stock parts to avoid using the takeoffs from my daughter's Gatekeeper to build Class 2? I mean, honestly, I think one of the first elements I did, I think I was able to use almost everything. You could even set it up and use the skid if you really, really want to or have to. I would definitely try to get the narrower skid. It just makes everything cleaner there, but I think the chassis mount, the servo mount I was able to use, you would need to get at least the G-Speed pan hard, the multi-point pan hard. A lot of the spacers worked and transitioned over. Links obviously would work. Ooh. So yeah, you can use quite a bit of it, but it is stuff that you probably want to upgrade it at some point, just because there are, just that little bit better or higher quality stuff like that. So next, Darker, what are your thoughts on the G13? I know you like G14, but I don't think I need something quite that strong. Trying to keep myself from the cost down. Well, the only way to find the G13 was a great servo, and it's still a great servo. I don't think he's actually making that one and bringing that one back. So the only way to find those are probably used. But if you can find a good price on them, yeah, definitely get it. You can't go wrong with the G13. It's a great servo. It's just the G14 is the more ready available servo, and it was the G13's replacement. So, Buck, you're in here, made my reservation for scale Nats last night. Yes, yeah, we need to get that. We need to get that done too. We got tickets, and we'll at least be there and ready to comp. Will we have a place to sleep? I don't know, but I have a roof rack and a rooftop tent. I will find a way if I have to. That was another reason for needing tires. I knew I was going to need tires before Scale Nationals, but also with potentially going to going to Colorado next week, just in case the weather is weather. Wanted to be prepared, but yeah, I ended up with went 35s again. Went with some nice Cooper Evolution MT tires this time. I had priced these tires 2 months ago, and they were $80 more a tire this week than they were 2 months ago. So that hurt me. So that was part of it for waiting there. But other than that, I hope this weekend is decent. Decent enough to at least get out and get sub testing, because I did change out shocks here on the class 2 and the and the class 1. So I at least want to get out, give them a run, see how I like them. Honestly, even if I don't get to drive, I may just switch back to metal shocks because I know how they all drive. I at least want to get some runtime in, so I just make sure everything still works good. And these are just a couple millimeters longer, so I just want to make sure I adjust everything just fine, go through everything, make sure everything still works, which everything should be just fine. Okay. Speaking of TF2, we're going to get this one ready. Yeah, still need to finish out my 2 rigs. Not able to grab tickets for the comp. It's still going to be, yeah, that'll be, like I said, it'll be fun just to go. And like everyone saying, there's plenty of room just to crawl, but also start, it gets a little closer. Things come up. People aren't able to make it. There's very good possibility that some tickets do pop up. So definitely keep an eye out for that. So here on the class 0, we were running, we're still going to be running a 0 size tire. 3.85 is what we're still going to run, but these were just the RTR element 155 stretched on 1.9s. They work and they look good, but need a little bit of a better tire. So we got the Proline Class 0 crawlers. So super happy. These have been on the list to get for a while. And finally just said, screw it. We are getting them. And my God, they're so cute and little. I like it. These are going to look awesome. Andrew, best budget shocks to start with on the V3 element build. axles, drive shafts, train electronics, no body wheel stars. Honestly, shocks. If you have the stock element shocks, they're a great shock. You could do a mini Teespring mod. Two element shocks requires you can get like a 3D printed no preload spring cup, and then the Lowe's mini Teesprings, and they fit right on there just fine. And the element shock is a very good shock. So I definitely recommend that. Otherwise, honestly, shocks, those will get you by. Just if you need to save up a little bit, some Traxxas big bores, some 26.6s if you can find them, or Dravtex, In the Works big bores, stuff like that. All those are about in that same price range. So, but the stock element shocks will get you by for now. So do I like portal or straight axles better for a class 2 build? Looking at Air 45s, I prefer straight axles myself. I just drive straight axle better than portals, but I definitely straight axle, and my class 3 is a straight axle front and a portal axle rear. So I think the only one I may think later on about switching to portals again and trying a little bit more is the class 1. But the straight axles do so well. And I know how to drive it on the straight axles versus portals. I've had it on portals before. Granted, they were ultra portals versus Air 45s, which if I did go back to portals on it, it would be Air 45 portals. Personally, I think Air 45 portals are the best performing portal. I think they have the best turning radius, and they have great options because the ring and pinion are 10-2 ring and pinions. Portal gears are easy to change out for more overdrive, wheel speed if you need to. Just the stock plastic axle housings are a little fragile. Man, these were really stretched in there. Buck, how far is the drive for Skill Nationals? It is 13 hours for me from here. So it'll be a fun drive for sure. Indy, managed to get a C3 spot and get my C1 done just in case. Plan to bring 3 rigs with me. Yes, definitely have them with you. Like I said, you never know. You may get there. Something happens on one day, someone doesn't like it, and they're done and want to go home, and they give up the tickets. Yeah, you never know. Always have the rigs. It's like I will have my class 1, 2, and 3, but I will also have kids class 2 as a backup in case something happens where I need parts. I can take them right from his, or I can put my body on his truck when just a little bit and be good to go. That's one thing I probably do a video about, what I'll bring, prepare for, stuff like that when, traveling for comp, stuff like that, extra parts, extra trucks if you need be, all that good stuff. What shock ups do I use to run the mini Teesprings? I got some from Dixieland shot tomorrow. Most of my shocks, I found there was it's a 3D print file for Traxxas big bores, and that actually tends to fit most of the shocks. So that's just what I've used on any of mine where I'm running them, or on my In the Works RC shocks. They actually have their own preload cup there. I don't. The only thing we didn't swap from on the Dodge rig, considering desert lasers, they will work for. They will work as well. They do take a little bit to tune and get going. And Depends on whatever setup you're looking at. But generally, you get a set of those are like $60. Big bores would normally be there, except they're hard to find if even available right now. I think Trap Techs are what? I think they're $80 for a set. Basically, $37.50 or whatever it is. Nick, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, work was it was a day today. I should have taken some RC cars to work. And it was a long day, to say the least. Oh, Scott, thank you very much, sir. What's up, everyone? Do I know any 5-inch tires, 5 inches or just under in 1.9 or 2.2 for C3? There are a couple tires in that range. I think one of them is like the Swamper is like right in that range, but it is not a good rock tire. For C3, right now I'm just going to be running normal Class 2 size tires, unless I can get some custom tires made. My plan is to have some Hyraxes made. Take 1.9 Hyraxes, have them cut, glued, made for 2.2s to put you in that 5.2 inch range, which I think is the is that sweet spot. Actually, for like most of the comps we go to, they do require 2.2s for Class 3, and they require them to be, I think, yeah, it is 5.2 inches. So, yeah, that 5-inch, the 5-inch mark for tires is pretty slim. I said, I know one of the Super Swampers is right there at 5 inches, and it's a 1.9, but it is not a good tire on rocks, and not just a good crawling tire for like mud and stuff. Obviously, it's good, but for rocks and comping, and it's not a tire I would trust. I think custom's about the best option anymore, or actually, sorry, depends on how much clearance you have, like for actual width. A couple of people do really like one of the Pitbull tires. I think it is the Berserker. They say works really well, and it is a shorter 2.2 tire. I think it's like, it might be 5.25 or 5.3. I do know some people that really do like that tire. Yeah, Mick. Yeah, those Thingiverse spring cups, they fit just. I think they fit everything. Yeah, Element shocks, TRX Force shocks. Use them on a ton of stuff. Dang it. Ivan, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. What is my preferred transmission? I like several, but performance-wise, Team GarageHack T210 is actually my favorite transmission. I like it a lot, or a Team GarageHack Ford motor mount set up with T-case is another one that I really, really, really like. And if neither one of those are an option, a good old axial 3-gear with a Ford motor mount setup does absolute wonders. That is what's in my Class 3. Is a Vanquish 3-gear with a Ford motor mount. Class 1 is a Team GarageHack Ford motor mount with a 0% overdrive T-case. And then Class 2, I have the Team GarageHack T210 in there. Now, the T210 is very, very hard to find right now. And if you do find it, it probably has a very hefty price tag with it. But I like the T210 personally. It bolts to a standard 3-gear transmission, so that's nice and convenient. Has a forward motor mount style, so it does put the motor up forward there, and technically, currently, it counts as a and it gains transfer case points per Sorka. So, puts my motor forward and has 30% overdrive as well built in, easy installation, and it gives me -4 skill points. So that's why I really like it a lot. But it does, depending on where you're at, you're probably going to need to run a smaller Outrunner style motor for that. Okay, the ruptures are 4.9. But if you're looking at Sorka, in some comps, ruptures are not legal. So if you're looking to comp ruptures for just crawling or anything like that, yeah, that would probably work. But for comping, that is not a legal tire. Scottfield, flat irons. Flat irons are actually, they're a really good tire too. But yeah, and I think they're 5.75 in the 2.2 size. Now, flat irons are okay. They'd be good for class 3. Seen the transflip by Artful Dodgers for the 3-gear and Stealth X? Yes. Actually, one of our local guys got one of those, the Artful Dodgers chassis setups. That was very, very good looking setup there, and that transmission flip was insane. I like that a lot. Might have to pick that transmission flip up and try it on something else. I have just a basic 3-gear trans, hot racing trans coming for the Wraith, for my 2.2 Wraith. And then we have a basic 3-gear transmission with dig for the Kiddo's transmission for his Capra. I don't think it's not highest quality. I think it is just a generic 3-gear transmission. But for right now, it's going to do. I do want to do a full forward motor mount and T-case on his right now. But forward motor mounts, I think are out of stock right now. So I'm going to have to wait a little bit on that one. So just a 3-gear work for right now. Yeah, I've ran the flat irons before. They were pretty interesting. They were actually a pretty good tire. Agreed. In there. What next? I like these wheels a lot, but sometimes these just don't quite cooperate when trying to go into the bead. What is that? I didn't delete that thing. I don't know what that is. There, removed. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've been looking at it, but I haven't as much of. Yeah, I saw it one day posting there because I really want to get a couple of those Artful Dodger bumpers ordered and some of the other stuff for the Night Runner. Then I saw that and I was like, that's really cool. I said one of the local guys had it, and it looked really, really good. Overall, he said the build went together really, really smooth. That transmission mount, like I said, that transmission mount looked really good. So always cool. I said, always cool to see new stuff. I think we were at a very cool time in the tiny RC world. So there's a lot of new stuff coming out, but that's very good to show that there is new stuff still and on a regular coming out. So we don't have to worry about our hobby. I don't think as far as like a future, we're going to be there. Um, go when you're home. Let's see. Will the Phoenix make it to nationals? Honestly, yeah, probably. For Scale Nationals, obviously the three comp trucks. Probably Kiddo's Class 2 as a backup. And just for cruising around and playing, I'll take the Phoenix and the 2-2 Wraith. And probably the G-Speed 6x6. Just in case something happens, technically I can use the 6x6 in Class 3. Not very many points or anything, but technically I can use it. One second here, Mick. So, been needing to mess on the Class 0 here. So, getting rid of the stretched stock element general tires there, and put on the Proline Class 0, the BFG Crawler TA3s. I mean, the crawlers are just crawlers are a great tire. I really like them. On the Phoenix a lot, and awesome tire. They look good, and the scale factor. Like, I do like scale tires still, and this is one of my favorite scale tires. This tire and the KM3 are my favorite scale tires, and they happen to work really, really well. And the wheels, they're the KMC or Incision KM3 Roswells. Jake, how's it going? Thank you, Jake. We've been on a hunt to find Not Your Father's root beer. It's just something that no one has lately. And I've checked, not that I drink on a regular, but because I just don't drink at all. So I just want something that's not too crazy and doesn't taste like beer, because I don't like beer. Now, I can definitely have some caffeine or, some other good stuff, but we've been on a hunt for this, and he found some the other day and picked me up a couple 6-packs of them. So that'll probably take me 2 months. Yes, it is. It is 6%. They're a copycat. Yeah, no, Jake had the Class 0 crawlers. We copied him on this one. Exotic here. Thanks, man. Appreciate your help. I know something else will come up. May need your info. Yeah, not a problem. You said anything. I do have TRD Adventures on Facebook and my Instagram. Also, Instagram is the easier messaging service to use. Facebook Messenger with the actual page is kind of weird sometimes. So I do Instagram is mostly my personal stuff, but it is the easy way to message me. Raymond, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's pretty good. Proline Crawler TA in Class 0 size. So yeah, and the Class 0 tire is a 1.9, so I don't have to stretch it. So it's 3.85, 1 point for 1.9 wheels. So don't have to stretch it like I did here for 1.55. So that was not fun. Jake, you tell lies. speaking of, Jake, I'm gonna have to make your hood or something open at some point in time on your Class 0 later on. If the first couple ones, I'm not worried about it. But I've found some other rule sets that people have been using for Class 0, and most of them require one opening feature, whether it be a hood, tailgate, or door. I've decided if we'll integrate that local or not, but we can always make a hood open. That's not hard. We have a saw and we have hinges and zip ties. Why is it being like this? Thinking of making a G-spot build. Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of those pop up on the G-Speed page. Lots of them are looking really, really good. That may be coming. It's going to be a little bit. So if anything, I'm going to have to wait until it's available separately, where it's not the links. The G Spot kit comes with hardcore links. I have an in the works RCA driver, so contradictions there. Nothing wrong with them. It's just one of those things. But I don't know. I like the G Spot build. I want to do another capper build for myself because just a stripped down capper build like that on a G-Speed V3 is a monster and is one of the funnest builds I've ever done. So honestly, a little bit jealous what the kiddo is going to be getting that one for his next build. Did I just hear G-Spot build? Yeah. G-Shot. G-Spot build. Oh, that's why we clicked that button that this video is not made for children. This is why it is an adult audience preferred section. Turn the lights, dim the lights down a little bit. Throwing some Darude there and have a great all night building RC cars. Yes, G-Shot, not G-Spot. Either way, build's gonna be pretty cool. 4-wheel steer, yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. 4-wheel steer cap is also just a super fun build. And capper axles are actually one of my more favorite axles. I like the width on the capper axles a lot. If they were more straight axles in that width or similar width, that I think would be the perfect spot in my opinion, or just for my style driving in my area that our area that we crawl at. Because I really like the Capra builds. I prefer the Capra on 1.9s versus 2.2s. I just prefer 1.9s in general, which is why on the Class 3, straight axle front, portal rear. It's also, if I do have to run 2.2s, it's not going to go super, super crazy in the top heavy. This trucker. Nice. Okay, make sure I do actually tighten all these up. Mess that one up. I mean, technically, and there is the the little anchor on the truck, is the little G spot there, so that works. That works. No. Okay, there we go. Chat was frozen there for a little bit. But yeah, those good. I really like those. A little bit narrower there, but I think it's going to work out really, really well. My trash away. There. There, might get the body pulled off here before too long too, and get some nice fresh paint down on it. It is a good fresh paint job. Never a bad idea there. Ooh, yes. Mick, are XR with axles hard to come by now? Yes, they are. Especially axle shafts, because that is one thing I'm looking at doing and maybe do before Scale Nationals is want to pick up the XR with AR44 from B-Tubes, except the XR with axles are very, very hard to find right now. Most places, they are out of stock. But yeah, XR width is also, that is a good width right there, but it's hard to find. Stuff like that, or when you do find them, you are paying a pretty penny for them. Carlos, been seeing a lot of trucks here with creep bodies cut down the windows. Depends. I mean, to the actual window here, where it's like to the bed and just this front line. So most likely they have them cut for just local comps if it's not Sorka or something like that. But also depends on how everything is. The rules must be 4.5 inches tall. Doesn't mean the body itself. So from the bottom of the skid is where it's talking, from the bottom of the skid to the top of the roof. No roll bar, no roof rack counting. But to the top of the roof needs to be 4.5 inches. So it depends on how your setup is here. I mean, you can get that cut down quite a bit. And it would just be kind of floating along the edge. Even if you can have a lot of the body cut off, but if it just sets up high enough where there's 4.5 inches from the bottom of the skid to the roof, technically that would be legal, from my understandings. But more than likely, if they're cut that drastically, they're probably just line killers. Cheater body on there just for out having fun, stuff like that. Yeah, that's Mick, Beef Tubes does have like XR with AR44s, which is super convenient because it keeps all your AR44s links the same. You have to use XR with axles, and then Wraith, C-hubs, and knuckles, which those parts are easy. It's the axle shafts that are the hard part to come by right now. I found a couple sets, but shipping was quite a bit out. So Raymond, front and rear loaded XR10s, nice. Yeah, hold on to those. Yeah, a lot of those. I mean, line killers, super cut bodies. Just doing whatever you can there. Yeah, not too shabby. That came out pretty good. I like those. Those look really good there. I'm really excited about that. Might have to do a little foam work there. Does anyone even make Class 0 size foams? Probably cut. No, I'm not taking those back. We'll worry about it later. Honestly, that's gonna look. Yes, I'm super excited for that. Carlos, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, this body, I mean, it's been through a lot. You saw this body was built and put on by VS14 Pro when I got it, and then Pro was used for other things, but the Forerunner body just looked really good. I debated on putting the Forerunner body because it's short wheelbase on my Class 0 or on my Class 1 or getting another Forerunner body because I don't necessarily need like the full interior and stuff like that because I would make it by scratch anyway just for more points. But overall, the body looks good and it's short wheelbase. I can cut it here in bottom if I need to. It has lots of scale points with open doors and stuff like that. Also helps more. And it does already have lights installed, so I could just leave them in if I really want to for even more. But I was like, you know what? It just works really good for the Class 0 and fit right there on the TF2. Everything's good. I need to get another another style of this bumper from, I think I got this from RC Attic. I want to get another one, the exact same one for the rear, because I am bumperless back there right now. So I do need to at some point get a rear bumper, put on back there, maybe mess with this exhaust piece that I have on there. Need to finish my inner fenders at some point. But I think it is about time maybe pull this stuff off here, do some painting. I did have to throw some upside down storage crates in here because this was on the VS410, so I cut through for the shock towers to come through. But Class 0, you can't have that, or they need to be totally covered. So we got some crates and put them right over the top there and work just fine. Ring, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Evan, hello from Denver. How's it going? I will be in Denver next weekend at Team Garage Hack. Next driver, maybe. We got the Goku chilling in there right now. It fit the best because you do need a full figure for the most part. Most any Class 0 rules that people use do require a full figure feet up. So he fit really well. Did my marksman head rubber near? Nice. That's a pretty good idea. Darth Vader Indy is in the Phoenix. That is who drives the Phoenix there. Where to find my driver figures? I don't have any fancy ones. They're mostly just small toys and stuff that I found or measured or just scrolling through Walmart or Target and was like, that might fit. Like I picked up. Oh, where'd I put it? I don't know where I put it. I mean, obviously not super, but this one's not getting opened because I do have a second one. I bought two of them, one so I don't have to open one, and one that I can open and play with. So picked up, like Master Chief. He's a shorter figure, but he'll fit in certain things because there are rules as far as actual dimensions for like Sork and stuff like that. But I just kind of found them. There are places, I think RC Addict actually has RC figures for comping. They're lightweight, generally hollow plastic, so they don't weigh that much. I actually need to order a few of those because that is one thing for my Class 3. To get my 50 points easier, I do need 2 full drivers. I do have the characters in there, but they're kind of heavy, so I want to get some lightweight dudes in there. They still count as full figures, and they're light, so they don't put a whole lot of weight right there. Yeah, but I could have did cantilever on the VS410, but I just cut it, send them through. It works. Yeah, that'll be next weekend. Yeah, next Saturday they'll be doing Class 1 and 2 comp there at the clubhouse. So that'd be really cool. Maybe my first time there. Actually, be my first time in Denver. So that'd be really exciting. And oddly enough, being a Denver fan, never being there, I'm finally going to make it. Even if it is just for RCs, should be a great time. I'm super excited. I've met a few of them throughout comps and stuff here and there, but really nice to, as always, just hang out and meet with everybody. Yeah, and also there's smaller ones, figures like that. This guy in here, he is the Master Chief. Actually, I think he is legal. Not quite. He's exactly 5 inches tall. So technically not legal enough. I think it had for head to toe is 5.5 inches for figures for drivers and passengers for Sorka. So, but like I just needed that one. It just goes in the collection of other things. Yeah, 3D print. Yes, you can 3D print some drivers as well. That would work. Yeah, double A. Yes, that is another RC 4-Drive does have drivers as well, but yes, they can get pricey. I think one day I just searched online was RC crawler drivers. There were a couple of places that actually specifically make them, and they're lightweight for that, and just some ideas. So I do have a couple friends have shared some ideas on actually just making your drivers. They're, head over to the section, pick up a Ken doll or Barbie or one of that clothes accessory set, or it's just some cloth and a couple accessory heads, and you can make some figures pretty easy and lightweight. So if I don't buy any, that's probably what I'm going to work with there. Just some odds and ends. Just need a couple hands and a head, some pipe cleaners, a little bit of cotton, and some fabric. Call it a day. Oh, Carl. Yeah. Theron he's looked at resin printers. He needs one, but we know they come with a price tag. Resin printing would be very, very cool. I know Theron did mention, I know he's looked at them several times. But his other printing is just spot on for me, so he can print whatever he wants to print, and I'm happy with it. So, might drive that this weekend. Dang. I grabbed a. Theron just handed me a bag of 3D printed parts, and I was like, oh no, where'd I put that? I found them. Ooh. That's actually, that's not too. I want to look at, I actually want a decal cutter more than anything, just to cut off patterns for painting, just printing off my own decals. Would be super convenient. Then I could actually print off a little TRD Adventures sticker and put on my truck. I think that'd be pretty cool. That is something that I personally, that is something on that line of it that I would want to invest in. I've tried the 3D printing. So, actually, I'm missing a set of springs. Never mind. I found the springs. That was it. Oh. Yes, yeah, that is true. If I was able to start making some of those, yes, I could start looking at that as well. What shocks I use? Actually, all three of my contracts right now are in the works big bores. In the works big bores, modded 2660s or Draptex. Those are shocks of my choice if I'm using any like that. Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Red Rooster, hopefully get my Vanquish Phoenix in the next month or so. Watched it build today. Doesn't intend to comp it, but I want a performance crawlers or anything I would have done differently. Which did you watch the first build or the stuff I've done since? Yeah, I'm not comping with that. I just wanted a high performance crawler that I could just take out uh, on the weekends and such. The initial bit, I mean, honestly, yeah, I don't think there's anything really different that I needed to do as far as build. I did change out in the update video. I do have uh, the IERC rear shock towers on there. High clearance links. Oh, watch all three. Okay. Well then, yeah. No, I don't think anything differently really. That hits just about everything. I mean, right out the box, just assembling it the way it was, super good. Liked it, love the thing. Super awesome. But the rear shock towers got me, a little bit of shock tweaking that I wanted there. High clearance links look great, and again, just gained that much more clearance in those, specific areas. Overdrive, dig, all that works good. Yeah, no, um, everything's really good. Now, I guess the only thing I might change the motor to a 2750 kV Kratos. I want to put the 1950 in one of my comp trucks, on my class 3 here before too long. So I may do that. I may get a 2750 and swap out with that, just because I said I don't necessarily need or want huge wheel speed in that, but at the same time with a good brushless system, it does everything you need. So even with a higher kV motor, it has the control to do all that stuff. So perfectly fine there. But as far as actually building it, stuff like that, no, it was really, really good. And thank you, by the way. Yes, I think the paint job on that one came out really good. I think that's definitely one of my better paint schemes that I've managed to do and not butcher too much. I've thought about, honestly, I would not hesitate to build a second one if the opportunity became available. The build was super fun all the way around. I didn't have a problem with much of anything. The only other thing I think I might do, and that's just to tinker with things, is mess with the shocks a little bit more. Maybe do a mini Teespring mod on the shocks, or swap them with some in the works 80 mil big bores. But they are a really good shock. But I just like to mess with stuff sometimes and get bored and just take stuff apart and try new stuff. That's better. Those were just, I think I ordered the extra hard ones there, so that works much better. Do I even have a battery? Yeah, this one should be charged. headphone warning if you have headphones on. Yeah, I can pull Skittles down here, man. The Rift was a super fun build, and they have a lot of different things. Raymond, yes, the big bores. Traxxas makes them, and they do make them in different sizes. I generally use the 2660s of the shop. Yeah, 2660s, but they're hard to find right now. Like ridiculously hard to find. That works still. Okay. Just making sure everything does work. I was messing with one of the trucks the other day, and something wasn't working, and so I started messing with settings. It's because I had the wrong truck selected. I just want to make sure I didn't change anything too crazy on one of my important. So, class 1, good to go there. And I even managed to do a little wire cleanup there through the motor in its own little loom and just tucked everything. Not the best, but much better than my normal wiring jobs. So, baby steps. The 2660 is, as it sets when you assemble it, is 84.5 or 85 millimeters, which I think is a very, very good length, personally. Or 90. 90 works too. Depends on what all you got set up. I do have millimeter here, 90 millimeter on my class 2, and then 80 millimeters on the class 3. There we go. Oh, see, there's when we change things. We shouldn't change things. Okay, that's been deleted. But anyway, so anyone else, anything new and exciting, any builds you're finishing up, or anything you're trying to get here shortly, let me know. Always like to see everyone's up to, stuff like that. See, we got the camper build. Probably doing Air 45 build for the giveaway truck. Was at Hightown last night picking up tires and a couple of little things, and they had SCX6 again just out setting the shelf. Goodness gracious, that thing is that is so massive. I'm pretty sure it's bigger every time I see it. So it's definitely something I think is going to have to wait for a little while. And like I mentioned earlier, the truck ate a lot of the RC funds, so gonna chill back for a little bit. And with trip to Denver coming up here next weekend, and then in just a couple of short months, all the way to Alabama for Scale Nationals. lots of things going on, and it's all going to be here pretty fast. Yeah, Dixieland usually has some shocks where they have the modified TRX4 shocks in stock too a lot. Right here. Cross RC Mammoth don't buy and build unless you can wrench on the SCX24s. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still torn on the 24s. I don't know. Like I said, I've mentioned before, I know a lot of people do want to see some 24 builds. Like, we see what I can do with regular type builds, and everything goes up. Well, all those same parts and even more, I can easily put into a 24. I think I would the day just upgrade parts for the SX24 that I would probably get and be interested in, not electronics, not wheels or tires. I might have wheels and tires, but no electronics, no body yet. No, it was the Proline body. I think it was easily. I think I had like $50 in the cart, and I mean that was also building a 24 from scratch. If I bought a 24 complete RTR and then got upgrade parts, it was actually more expensive to go that way than just building the SX 24 from complete scratch. It would obviously be Team Grotech frame, all that stuff is what I would naturally have to do, and the cliffhanger body. That's just one of those things. I do see a small scale sometime here in the future. Honestly, it's probably going to be one of the FMS Toyotas, either the Land Cruiser, the FJ Cruiser. The Land Cruiser is probably more preferred because that was my first Toyota was 90 Land Cruiser. So how's up? Thanks for tuning in. How's it going? Tanner, looking for an SCX2 6x6. All I can say is good luck. That is best thought there. The whole thing's discontinued. So some people we've had a couple pop up here locally for decent prices. One I think was stock. One had some pretty significant upgrades on it. But I have noticed they are they again are pulling a price tag with them if you do find them, even though it's really nothing too crazy. My suggestion, I don't know if they still do, but I would hop on Horizon or wherever Axial and find the individual pieces. All you need. Are you just wanting the actual 6x6 itself just to run, or are you looking to build like something custom 6x6? If you're looking to go custom 6x6, all you need, a set of AR-44s, but then you just need the 3 AR-44s. But then you just need the pass-through center axle, the pass-through piece, and the frame extensions, and that's all there is, and a couple sets of links. That's all there is to make it, because I was thinking about doing that before we ended up with one. But also, if you're just looking for like trailing and cruising, honestly, I think the TRX6, I think, is the better trail truck and box for box stock performer. The TRX6 wins. So I have both. Well, we have TRX6, which is still basically stock, and then the SCX 6x6 is the G Speed 6x6 now. So. Yeah, they're hard to find. Gene here. What are your thoughts on the high-low rails? I don't have any experience with them. I haven't ran them. And probably, most likely, I won't be running them. Probably I won't be a driver for another rails. That's something that are my limits, stuff like that. So I've heard great things. I know people that do run them. I know people that absolutely love them. So again, not bad. They're I'm they're again one of those great chassis out there. So a lot of great chassis are out there. Crep Carbon Works, Brazen, G-Speed, the new Fox Belly from Artful Dodgers is great chassis. Plenty of others. BPC is an old, has been in there for a while. They make a solid chassis. CBE makes chassis. There's lots of great chassis out there. So it really comes down to, kind of what you looking at. What do you think looks the best? Do you have anyone local building the same? So you guys can. So if you need help or something, you can get some help that way, or anything like that. And you can even just go through and look at, little differences in each chassis. What's the skid angle on this one versus this one? Where are the shock tunings? Where are my link mounts? So you can go through that and, just kind of compare and see those differences in that way. $1,400, Raymond, for just a stock SCX 6x6 Unimog. Whoo. Whoo. Jack, how's it going? Red Rooster, I love my FMS Cruiser as it's 1/18th. Will 124 wheels be appropriate, or is it something? I believe the 124th wheels is what I'm seeing, because they're both 1-inch wheels on the 24 and the 18. Evan, thank you very much here. Show us the trucks, bring it to TGH. So I can do that. Not a problem. No, this one was just up here, but this is my class 1 G-Speed V1 C1 chassis here. Fashion, we have our basic Hilux here, flared fenders, bob bed, nothing too crazy fancy. Team Garage Hack wheels here, the new anodized colors, red and blue and red there. Rear bumpers, full custom interior. This is a full my full 60-point class 1. And then everything underneath, just kind of like how we were before there. And we'll all go back over. I'll be going back over all of these trucks here again in the Scale Nats videos. But so I won't go into super detail there. But there's just the basic outrun on the class 1 chassis. Everything there, I like it a lot. Class 1 is becoming mentioned several times, class 1 is becoming my favorite class. Definitely my better class at driving. So that'll be class 1. And then since it's just a class 1 and 2, so here is class 2 here, setting on a G-Speed V3 carbon fiber chassis, front rear pinch, and cut Mojave body, bumpers all the way around there. Went a little, I think the paint job overall came out really good. I was pretty happy with the way this whole thing came out. Full custom interior in this truck again. It is a Sork event, so this one is also setting 50-point truck right here. Haven't ran this class 2 with a hard body in a while. I mean, other than just testing around there locally, but still like it. Everything there. And again, I won't go into super detail, but there's the little dusty. I haven't cleaned it a little bit apparently. But overall, there's the layout there. Wires hidden as best I can. Carbon fiber chassis, links. This will actually be my first comp with, second comp with the Vanquish Curry axle, the rock jock axles there. So pretty excited for that. They've been doing really well. I'm liking it a lot. Clearances on their slide point have been really good. Really excited with the way they've done they've done for me. So super excited. Really excited to get out there and crawl there at the crawl space and meet everybody. Carlos, I think you do a video on different G-Speed chassis. What classes they're good for. I mean, yeah, I can touch base on that when I'm kind of going over things. I'm gonna do later on, just some overall when you're building stuff. But for just general purposes, I mean, the V1 C1 chassis. C1, that's obviously in the name for Class 1. So that is a Class 1 chassis because it is metal and the shock towers are removable. The V3 can be used in 2 or 3, but also the V1 C1 can be used in all 3 classes. If it meets Class 1 legalities, it's going to meet 2 and 3 as well. With the V3, solid Class 2 and Class 3 chassis. Stay. New in the box on eBay for $1,400. That's ridiculous. I think you could build one from complete scratch for that. All right, Cross, yes. Captain America there. Evan here. The red blue wheels are good touch. Building the C1 Mojave now. Yes. I mean, I know people hate it because it's, everyone uses the Mojave, but the body just works well. It's short wheelbase. It doesn't take much of anything to make sure wheels stay within their 50% tire coverage and all that. It just works really, really well. And instead, when it comes down to it, I'm a Toyota guy. So Toyota's going to be my preferred body of choice unless I'm just experimenting and trying out new bodies. Okay. Hound stuff. What is it I like about my C1 over my C2? Honestly, it's not so much what I like about the truck over that truck. This truck, obviously, overall is more capable than my Class 1, but I like driving in Class 1. Small tires and stuff like that. I think I'm less nervous in Class 1 versus Class 2 because Class 2 is obviously the more and most competitive class of the 3. So there's always that factor that it is more stressful because there are more people and there are far better drivers than myself there. So I'm like, I'm just here. I'm trying not to smash all the gates. I'll do my best. But Class 1, I think I just get more calm, more in my zone, and I drive Class 1 a lot better. I'm not saying that Class 1 is obviously not a competitive class because it is, and Class 3 as well, because Class 1, you have smaller tires, you have, less body advantages and clearance advantages versus, one of the upper classes. So driving it, I think, has its own skill level with the small tire, but Class 1, as I said, it's not necessarily, I like the Class 1 truck. I like the Class 1, the V1 C1 chassis a lot. I would not have a problem building it for other Class 2 or Class 3, honestly. Like the flat skid, stuff like that. I like it a lot. It's a solid chassis, has a lot of flexibility and build potential. So it's just one of those ones. My Class 1 has came out really, really well. I put a lot of time in the Class 1. And oddly enough, it is my least driven truck here back home local where we're testing to. And the Class 1 only comes out if, for whatever reason, like the day before, everyone local is like, hey, we're bringing out Class 1 trucks or we're doing something Class 1 specific. That's usually it. Unless I put a new part on, then I take it out like that weekend. I crawl, I see what the new part does, and it comes back. Like I don't drive it a whole lot at local area. I know how the truck drives, so I kind of keep it fresh, but also our local area is pretty aggressive for Class 1 vehicles. Small tire, it is not a small tire friendly area. The throwdown Class 1 courses were pretty brutal. They were a little unforgiving, to say the least there. Gary, how's it going? Just got off work. How's it going? Well, thanks for tuning in. Oh, speaking of, the man himself, G-Speed Chassis checking in. How's it going? Be seeing you next Saturday with everyone there in Denver. That'll be pretty awesome. Operation 11 Charlie, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. What you get? Did you guys have one tonight too? Or did I didn't miss the Operation 11 live stream, did I? So, yeah, super excited for that. Speaking, yeah, should have. I think my G-Speed order just got shipped out a little bit ago. Yes, it did. Actually, I got shipped out this morning. My phone just stupid. Yep. Busy man. Been doing a lot of stuff, getting everything going. And like I said, ready for next week, and it'd be pretty sweet. Actually getting to um, G-Speed gave there my first opportunity to become a team driver for anybody. And it's been an awesome 2 years now, year and a half, 2 years, and still going strong. And be actually super awesome to finally meet the man there. I'm actually super excited. I'm really glad. Like next weekend just kind of fell into place. I actually thought I had to work the holiday weekend, Christmas and New Year's falling on Saturdays. Really jacked me up there. So turns out I'm actually off next weekend. So I was able to put a rough trip together real quick. Gary, are the new G-Shot boat slides and skids class 2 or 3 legal if we run a legal body? I don't have the rule sheet on me. I haven't actually measured any of them. Gabe's still watching. He'll be able to answer. As I can't remember the measurements. So for class 2 and 3, your approved body modifications are, pinch, front or rear, or boat sides. You can have 2 of the 3. So yes, as long as the rest of the body is legal, you only have one or the other, either pinch front or dove rear. You can have both sides. But yes, there are limits on how aggressive the boat side can be. I would go more into definitely. So it could definitely fit in both of them. It's going to generally benefit more probably in class 3 because you're kind of going for all out there. But it is a perfect cheetah track build. You just want to build an absolute, line killer, take out, and just do everything. Not worry about the points, not worry about the rules, and just have fun crawling. That is the build to do. I really want to get one going here soon. As soon as we get his capper build done, I think I'm going to start sourcing parts and putting together some capper axles. Probably just build some from scratch this time, because I think it ends up being cheaper than the last couple of capper axle sets I've gotten. I bought either an axle, and I either bought an RTR capper or a kit capper, and that's how I got the capper axles. So I think I might just build just a set from scratch this time, save just a little bit of funds. Excuse me. Don't have a pinch body yet, but an aggressive cut body. So I was looking at those because they're nice. Yes, they are super nice. And carbon fiber. Have the mounts there so the body sets in there all nice and tucked. This overall looks really good. And I think I know I still have my purple Power Wagon body, so may end up using it if I need to do one. Or we're thinking about on the kiddos running 2 different bodies, running the aggressive boat sides and a regular bed, and then Sorka stuff, pop that off, put on a Sorka body, and go from there. No, you're not. You're not stealing my stuff. Custom RC crawlers. Would I get SSD housings and sell? Sell your one piece Axe Air 44 on what build? oh, would I get SSD diamond housings and sell my one piece? I mean, honestly, the one piece axles generally I just kind of leave them. Generally, it's always nice to have just those around in case someone local needs one or something like that. But yeah, I always class 1 SSD Air 44s. Class 3 is an SSD Air 44 for the front. The SCX6 has SSDs on it. And something else did have SSDs, but that truck is no longer here. No, not my doggos. Oh, speaking, I need to have someone watch the doggos. Dang it. I need to figure that out now. This is more stuff to keep figuring out. I assume you need me to look for anything for you while I'm up there, Theron? Get you a shirt. If they have shirts, I'll get you a shirt. That's come on, Carlos. Customer C Carlos, G-Speed V3 is thinking about getting them to replace my one piece. Yeah, definitely. I would definitely like fully assembled SSDs for 200, like everything. I mean, what I do for the one piece axles, just take your axles, you set them down there, you get the SSD housings. They actually have one that's a direct one piece replacement for the rear, and for the front, you just need that SX 10.2 knuckles. Actually, you don't need the knuckles, you just need the C hubs. And then link mounts for front and rear, and you can swap all that stuff, bearings, gears, everything to the SSD housing. So it's actually, I think, roughly speaking, even if you just go with some plastic replacement parts, you take your one, 2 SSD housings, rear lockouts, C hubs, and link mounts. I think it's like, let's see, they're 25 a piece, so 50, 75, 80 bucks, and you'll be good to go. If they're built full brass and everything, if they're built $200, that's probably about right. I've seen them go for that. Generally in that 160 to 200 range, somewhere in there, depends on what they have in them. Gary, does a headache rack count for points, or can I go with a roll bar? Headache rack or roll bar. They count as points, but it's one or the other. If you have a headache rack, you get the points for headache rack. Roll bar is a roll bar. Yes, if it's metal, it's -2 points. Plastic's -1. So yes, you do get points for those. Theron, shirt, please. Okay, yeah, they have shirts. I'll send you some pictures and stuff there, and of course, obviously, I'll see you before I leave. Saturday afternoon, I'll message you later. Saturday afternoon, we might be able to crawl for a little bit. It's supposed to be 55, 60 degrees Saturday afternoon, so might have to crawl because I definitely need to drive the 1 and 2 for sure. Yeah, Sunday. Sunday does look cold. Theron. Back to Wichita. Yeah, Saturday 55, Sunday 41. It's gonna be cold in the morning. Maybe like a Sunday afternoon crawl or Saturday afternoon if I got nothing going. Then rain. Of course, there's rain next Thursday. That's about all we got. If the sunlight was still, we could crawl after work like we used to. Oh, you can still crawl off work because you get off at freaking noon. That's what it seems like. Looking at my deck before, it's like, Jesus. I think most of ours is gone. The roadways were all clear and stuff this morning. It has not lasted long. Like, I really want a good snow after next weekend. Because if we're drive out western Kansas, and then Saturday morning we're going to head into Denver. Probably take, since the weather actually looks pretty good, probably take the Vice Rat 4. Is way more convenient on gas there. And so there's no need for the truck. We're not going up. I could go up Pikes. We could go up Pikes. No, I better not. Yeah. We'll probably just take the Vice Rat 4. Like 40 miles a gallon all the way out there, and it stops me from any urge of taking my truck to the nearest park and breaking something. Take your truck so I can go. I think it's like $400 there and back in gas in my truck. Yeah, it's pretty chilly here. We're down to the single digits. Good, because I need it to be single digits in the morning for a car I am working on. It is the weirdest thing, and we've been messing with it for a couple days now, and it is frustrating me. Whoa. Yeah, I need it to be. So it is 11 degrees here now in the morning. Yeah, I need it to be like 8 degrees or less in the morning when I go to work. Unfortunately. Grab his truck and take for a joyride, breaking the new tires. Funny thing about that is I will know. It's like when I leave, the truck gets a perimeter set by satellite. If the truck leaves its perimeter, it either notifies me or notifies law enforcement. It's a pretty cool feature. My sister tried it one time. When me and the wife went to Vegas on a trip, sister stayed here, watched the house and stuff like that. Obviously, I just leave my truck keys and stuff in case something happens or absolutely needed it. And every once in a while, I'm getting a notification on my phone. Well, we're in Vegas, and it's my truck. My truck has left the. My truck is moving. Would you like us to notify police? And I was like, I've thought about it. I thought it would have been really, really funny, but I didn't. So she thought she was sneaky, and I came back. I was like, well, how'd you like driving the truck? I didn't. Yes, you did. I have every trip, and everything it just goes through shows them exactly where the truck went. So that's pretty convenient. Yeah, I suppose. Also, I mean, if you have the keys, it's a lot easier. Toyotas are pretty, our mobile is pretty nice. That's one reason. I mean, that's one thing I do like about new cars. I know some people hate the key stuff, but that key stuff makes security a little. Yes, she did. In fact, she actually, when she took the truck, she took a picture exactly where the gas level was at, put that much back in, and she marked where my truck was parked. When I would park in the garage, I always back my Tundra in. She did not like backing the Tundra in the garage, so she actually had Jake come over and back the truck in the garage where it was. So everything was exactly where it was. but it didn't matter. I already knew. Like, it doesn't take much. It's just a couple feet, and it notifies. Or if there's any, I guess I can actually set the features to like time. Like, if the truck moves during, say, like I go to bed at 9. So if the truck moves any time between 9 and 6 a.m., obviously it's not me. So it can either notify me or notify police and stuff like that. So definitely nice to have. And the GPS is very accurate too. Because there was one time I was out, just having a little fun on some mud roads, and other buddy, he had his Jeep, and we were just having a pretty good time, just cruising, mud runs, trying to get through everything. He ended up eating ditch inside the road and was trying to power back up onto the road. It was a pretty good incline to get back up there. It was just so sloppy. Every time he would get momentum, he would just slide back down. So I was just I was following, and I just slowed down to, let him get up there, because I didn't want to, start going by him, and then he gets momentum and then, hits the side of the truck. Well, by me slowing down, like, there was enough rake on the road there, the road crown from the top. It had a pretty significant crown. So when I started to slow down, my truck was not much, but just enough off center. And it was so sloppy, the truck just started sliding. And at that point, once that truck starts sliding on mud, it's basically done. So I went off, and then I ate it on the opposite side. So we worked on his for a while and finally got his out in the process-ish. And then broke a front locker and then broke a rear axle. So at that point, the truck was done. There was no way of getting mine out. So we kind of locked everything up, got a ride, and left the trucks there and came back out the next day and drove both of them right out. But I was checking it the next day because I was like, fuck, I just left my truck in the middle of nowhere. And it had my truck. It showed exactly where it was at. Even had the angle the truck was parked at, and showed the incline and everything. It was pretty funny. Not my best moment. My truck, I do not like mud. Mud is evil for that truck. It is just, it's heavy. It sinks. Carlos, my son, left his brand new Tundra at the airport with the keys and the gas cap for throughs. That is braver than me. I won't. Now, not necessarily gas cap. I mean, I might leave them somewhere, but it's going to be a little bit harder place to find. I have seen people, I think it was a story or something like that. They stored their spare key. They had it on a string in the gas cap and fed the key down the filler neck. The older car, so it didn't have the safety flap. Then all of a sudden the car got stolen. And the reason the car got stolen is someone was trying to siphon the gas. And when they pulled out the gas cap, they pulled out the key and just decided to take the whole car. It wasn't worth just the gas. They just took the whole freaking car. But anyways, all right, I think we're going to wrap this one up, guys. Got a few things here to wrap up. But in the meantime, everyone, have a great one. Should be getting some parts in here soon. So hopefully the next week should get a couple videos knocked out. There won't be a live stream next Thursday night for traveling purposes. But hopefully I'll get GoPros and stuff charged. Hopefully I'll be able to actually get some comp footage. Maybe the Team Garage Jack will get plenty of footage, get that loaded just for some fun, meet some awesome people as always. Carlos, yes, it tastes exactly like root beer. There's no, it's just root beer with alcohol. That's it. They're dangerous. they're dangerous because they have no that. They just go down and then all of a sudden everything just hits you at once. So, but yeah, in the meantime, hopefully we'll get some videos knocked out here. Probably next week we'll start, or at least drop a basic video over the trucks for scale nats, or at least getting some links. I think the new website should be up by then. So in the meantime, everyone have a great one. As always, crawl on.